Most people say that if you sleep with a lot of women, it will eventually make you feel empty, meaningless, and you'll get depressed. But in my case, that couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually been one of the most meaningful things I've ever done. And in this video, I want to explain why that is and why many other men end up feeling empty instead. So imagine two men. Both of them have $100 million in the bank. The first guy won that money in lottery. He just won that. Now the second guy started poor with no money, no connections, and he spent decades building his business, taking risks, failing, grinding, until he finally reached that same 100 million. Now, technically, both guys have the same amount of money, right? But do you think that money means the same thing to both of these guys? Of course not. For the first guy, it's literally just money, while for the second guy, it represents years of struggle, sacrifice, and a lot of growth. And that money carries meaning because of what it took to get there. And here, we're touching on something very important about meaning. Where does meaning come from in life? It comes from overcoming difficult challenges. You face something hard, you struggle, you doubt yourself until you come out of the other side much stronger. And when that happens, you get two things. You get the reward and you also get growth. And while it's the reward that feels pretty good, of course it feels nice, it's the growth that gives that experience meaning. So for me personally, I grew up extremely shy. I was basically invisible to women and I was incredibly lonely, to be fair. I remember watching other men who just seemed to have it very easy with girls, and I was feeling very, very envious. Like they were just born with something that I didn't have, and that made me frustrated and pissed off. And then I decided to embark on one of the most difficult journeys I have started in my life, which was facing my social anxiety, my insecurities, and fear of rejection, simply by going and talking to beautiful women. And honestly, that journey was pretty brutal. I mean, it involved constant rejection, being embarrassed all the time, feeling like an idiot all the time, wanting to quit every week. And now, years later, when I'm lying in my bed next to a beautiful college athlete who has a body that honestly looks photoshopped, and the only reason that she's here is because earlier that day, I had the balls to walk up to her and start a conversation, which is a skill that took me years to develop. Do you think that moment feels meaningful to me? Fuck yeah, it does. I mean, it's incredibly meaningful, but that meaning doesn't come from just the sex itself, even though, of course, it feels quite nice. It comes from everything I had to overcome to get there and all the demons I had to face up to that point. And this is where most men go wrong, is they want to get their reward, to get the women, but they don't want to face their demons. So look for shortcuts like traveling to other countries where dating is easier, using apps to avoid the discomfort of rejection, or God forbid, go to escorts. And if you go down those routes, yes, it will feel empty. Of course it will feel empty, because even though you might get some partial rewards here and there, you won't get the growth. And without it, reward will feel very shallow, just like winning money in the lottery. Also, when you take shortcuts, you tend to end up with experiences that are often mediocre at best. And the classic example is guys going on many dates from apps and then saying that, oh, they're all boring, girls are catfishing them, etc. Well, if you put in level 1 effort, you'll get level 1 results. In life, you get what you put in. So right now, if you're not getting the results with women that you desire, you have a choice to make. You can either look for shortcuts and avoid working on yourself and not face your demons. In business, they call it get rich quick schemes. Or you can decide to face your demons and embark on your own hero's journey. And if you decide to go the second route, I can promise you this. The day you overcome all those fears and all those challenges, and you're lying next to a beautiful woman who chose you because of who you became, it will be one of the most meaningful experiences of your life. Because it won't be just about the woman, but about the man you had to become to get there. And if you're ready to embark on this second route, here's a video that shows you how you can go out and start meeting women in real life and experience incredible growth in the process.